Oh my god, I love Marvel so much. He's the greatest.
Shut the fuck up, man.
Nah.
Hey everybody, welcome back to this, and we're finally about to be caught up. Though this won't be posted before we play the very last route probably, but anyway, we're gonna go,
Fillets. Another night, another dream, but always you. I don't know.
I'm gonna go hang out with Nihkee this time.
Nihkee.
I'm still gonna pronounce it Nihkee.
Oh, good for you, Nihkee.
I just realized she has like the scarf thing.
Yeah?
Yeah. Anyway, bleh. Oh wow, what?
Well, let's just jump right in.
What is even any of that? Hold on, where's the... There's so many trolls, man.
Yeah? And there's a Mr. Mime.
Oh my fucking... Oh my god. Wait a minute. Is that one guy from, what's it called? I have not read Vast Error, but, I know that there's some guy with glasses, and he's a sea dweller, I think, and, I don't know. Hey, but hey, it's the juggling hot dog guy again.
Wow. That guy really gets around. Dim lights, the din of a roaring crowd, and the smell of horribly overpriced and nauseating concessions. Even across galaxies, timelines, and perhaps even universes, there is still something deeply familiar about a sporting arena.
I didn't even realize there was a tiny person in here with the... Is that a clown? Also, the clown has a tattoo of MC.
Ah.
Also, whoever this is, they have, Equius's horns.
It
So
is
that's
Equius.
weird. Equius shouldn't have been born yet. Because I think all the trolls are the same age. Like, all the trolls in Homestuck. Unless he has been born, in which case... That just throws all kinds of things into... Bleh. Yeah, anyway. But you read that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smash a mother honking face in! There's also something deeply familiar about sports fans.
Oh, well, hey, Amisha. What? Blah. Such a shame having... Blah. Such a shame having seats next to the purples. They can be so crude and boorish, don't you agree? Jahut wouldn't be nearly this loud. Usually.
You find yourself here attending a wrestling show, or a display of muscular theater, to use the troll terminology, thanks to the benevolence of one Amicia Eridan. She won the tickets in a raffle and excitedly invited you to come along. You agreed, with some reservations that you quickly expressed. She was quite disappointed, but eventually agreed not to kidnap you and keep you locked up as a living paint jar, since you're buddies and all. What a sweet friend. You have to admit, though, muscular theater isn't really your thing. It's as over-the-top and ridiculous as human wrestling, which makes it perfectly entertaining enough, but it's also, well, a lot more violent.
Which is crazy, because isn't wrestling violent to begin with?
No, wrestling is fake violent. Wrestling is literally acting.
Oh.
Wow, really?
I mean...
The ongoing revelations of my dear sister, who didn't know about Batman's parents, or that jetpacks existed, or, God, whatever the fuck else.
Well... Okay.
Participants aren't expected to die, as far as you can tell, but you've already seen a few get wheeled off in futuristic hover stretchers with injuries you're not sure they could survive.
Oh, gosh. She nearly got impaled there.
Every match night is taking place within a chain-link cage, spikes surrounded on both the outside and the inside, and jut out occasionally from the places where the wires cross. The overall design, in addition to ensuring maximum bloodshed, seems to be to keep both the wrestlers inside and the audience out. Ironically, it might just be safer this way. The current combatants are some olive blood named the Huntress, and a purple blood calling himself Colbits. Interestingly to you, there is nothing clown-like about him at all.
The person in the cage right now is an olive blood?
I guess so. Named the Huntress.
I don't think they're wearing a shirt.
I think I disagree, but I can't really guarantee that.
Hmm.
What's it matter?
Clown like, okay.
It's almost conspicuous how unclowny he is, if only due to the absolutely ridiculous amount of clown content you have imbibed in the presence of other purples.
I mean, he has face paint.
Yeah?
He has striped pants.
Huh.
He has somewhat curve-ish horns.
Okay. I didn't realize that was a clown thing.
Wait a minute. He has curvish horns that jut out the side of his head, and he has striped pants. This is Clown Tagara. That's a stretch. Never mind. It's a stupid thought that popped in my head.
Okay.
Do you even know who Tagara is?
Tagara Gorgic.
Yeah.
I don't understand what's
'Cause
comparable.
He has striped pants, and he has similar horns, except they're not all curvy and clown-like.
Well, okay.
He also has the long, crazy hair.
It's Tagara's brother.
And this clown appears to be missing an eye where Tagara's eye is covered.
Well, this clown's eye is covered by that bar.
And it also has like a scar going over. Anyway.
So we're expecting a game theory on this win.
Yeah, how come Game Theory hasn't done any episodes on like Hive Swap or anything? I mean, it's been out for a while. And he's already done stuff on Deltarune, hasn't he?
Yeah, but this is such a friggin'... What is the comic actually called?
Homestuck?
Yeah, it's such a Homestuck thing. He didn't read Homestuck. Maybe. I don't know.
I'm just saying. He's a huge nerd who does research into huge nerd things, and this is a huge nerd thing.
This is a thing for people with gore boners.
Not really, but okay. You read that?
Yeah. The two fighters appear to be nearly evenly matched. The olive troll ducks and weaves amid blindingly fast punches from the purple, slashing at him with grandiose arm gestures, trying to overwhelm him with a barrage of small attacks. Every one of his punches hits hard enough to knock her down, but she always springs up before he can land a second hit. She's incredibly steady on her feet and quicker than he. In fact, you get the distinct impression that the olive troll is holding back, presumably so as to avoid inciting the crowd. Thus far, you have not seen a single match in which the lower-blooded opponent triumphed over a higher-blooded foe.
Huh.
I must admit, this match is a lot more tense than I was expecting. But I hope it ends soon. There's supposed to be a really famous muscular theatress performing next. Her name is Nihkee, and she hasn't ever lost a fight. I heard she even beat a violet blood once.
Is she gonna beat you up? Is that gonna happen? Nihkee, huh? Now that's a name you could befriend. She must be as big a deal as Amnesia makes her out to be, because she uses her real name instead of some ridiculous made-up nonsense, like John Cena or Hulk Hogan.
Wait, I thought John Cena was a movie star. Who am I thinking of?
I don't know. There's lots of those.
Also, do they use their real names? Is there a joke here, or?
Dude, I don't know that much about wrestling.
Okay.
Oh, look! He got her!
You flinch. The purple blood finally managed to get his quarry in his clutches, and he lifts her up by the face, digging his fingers into her skull until you hear a sickening crunch and she collapses to the ground, panting heavily. She can't bring herself back up to her feet, and the announcer calls the match to the uproarious applause from the audience. Two trolls enter the cage and start dragging her out, while the winner basks in the audience's affection. The olive blood looks like she'll probably live, but she's got a dent in her face that probably isn't coming out ever. Ugh. All of a sudden, you think you really need to, get a bathroom? You mean use the snack? You mean... You'll be right back.
Oh, okay. Come back soon. This fight is giving me all sorts of ideas for a new painting.
I can't wait till you somehow end up in that cage with the other person. You quickly make a break for it, jostling your way through the stands toward the exit of the arena. But before you make it, a voice calls out to you. Some slick-haired and slick-finned violet-blooded guy, wearing a full suit with a tacky flame pattern on it.
Hey, you, alien!
Me, you ask, pointing to yourself nervously.
No, the other alien!
You swing your head around wildly, looking for the other alien. This bit plays out predictably for a while before you both get on the same page, which is what you are, which is that you are the alien whose attention he wants.
You looking to make a little extra buck?
No, not really. You never spent all that money you won with Anastasia.
So you're just permanently loaded, I guess.
Okay, how about fame?
Frankly, you're probably already too famous for your own good.
Friendship?
Oh, shit, yeah! Sighing with relief, the troll leads you backstage whilst explaining that he is a promoter.
I'm sorry, just one sec.
Okay.
I don't know, that just makes me think of, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged or something, like that one scene where Taya went off on this huge rant about friendship or whatever in Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged or whatever, and just, like, fucking, I don't know, I want to make a joke here, but it's late, and right now, but just, main character in this whole friendship deal, man. Friendship is the only thing that matters.
Yes, and he is pitiful. He should be more like me, out destroying the world. I refuse to clarify this joke for anyone who doesn't understand. Oh god, it's hard to keep talking like this.
For this wrestling ring, one of the trolls that was supposed to perform tonight was eaten by some plant called a troll-devouring catchy grabber.
Damn.
As such, famed muscular theatress Nihkee has been left with nobody to fight. You will be that nobody, or somebody. An alien will bring in all sorts of media attention and controversy, which of course means big bucks for him, and friendship for you. Nihkee is so friendly, he says in a tone so insincere even your friendship-addled brain refuses to believe it. It's okay. You've met worse.
What is, there was,
She has a peg leg.
why is her seat hovering? Is it supposed to look like she's, like, doing the weight thing, or what?
Maybe. Either that or there's somebody lifting her seat, working out.
I don't know, that's weird, though.
Yeah. He takes you to the back room, which seems to be full of performers waiting for their turn on stage. There are all sorts of trolls here, muscular and sweat-soaked, blue-blooded more often than not. One troll in particular stands out to you, from her severe expression to her softly pulsating robotic leg to the fact that she's the only troll with a fully illustrated sprite. She's currently doing bicep curls with a set of spiked weights, huffing with exertion. When the promoter approaches, she looks up with a scowl.
Also, both of those trolls in the background have, like, kind of equus-looking horns, so maybe that's just common or something, I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't have a voice for her. I keep not preparing for these. I'm busy.
He begins to explain that he has brought a new challenger for her to face, but she cuts him off and stands up. She isn't as tall as you expected, but damn if she isn't dense, packing more brawn than any other troll you've met.
Do you want to know what happens, sister, to people who disturb my preparations? Do you want to experience the bone-crushing, torso-shattering impact of these ladies right here.
She flexes. God, those muscles are huge. Oh. The promoter tells her she doesn't really need to keep up the act. There's no cameras back here. She gives him a stern look, which distinctly suggests that she has never dropped kayfabe in her life and has no intention of starting now.
What's kayfabe?
I don't know.
Make it quick.
The promoter makes it quick.
So let me get this straight. You expect me, to perform with this thing?
She seems less than impressed, which you find reasonable. Magnificent legs aside, you don't really look like the wrestling type.
Don't you dare insult me, sister. I'd rather you... Who is she calling sister?
I think the promoter.
The promoter was a guy.
Yeah, I know.
Huh. Anyway, I'd rather you pulled a Rusty from the audience than subjected me to this humiliation.
Oh, but you are more than just an audience member. Frail though you may be, you have the heart and soul of a wrestler. You have long, much longer than about 5 minutes, you thoroughly assured her, waited for an opening such as this, to reveal your true passion to the world, to come alive on stage and grapple and tumble with the best of them.
Didn't MC just get so freaked out he was running off?
Yeah.
And now he's just... Oh, yeah, friendship. Let's go friendship.
Yeah.
I like friendship.
Idiot mode engaged. For eons you have thirsted for the chance to sing the song of sinew, the hymn of heft, the melody of muscle. Would that you could be blessed by the opportunity to live the life of the athlete, to perform alongside your hero, to show the world that you too love to do the muscle-y thing. That you might just...
Okay, I get it.
She glances over at the promoter, then back to you.
It does seem surprisingly articulate for a lesser being. But is it ready? For a butt... Sorry.
You alright, Nihkee?
Shut the fuck up. Oh. Okay. Let's look. I can't. For a butt clenching, flesh abrading, flesh abrading, knuckle blistering, muscle rippling. I just realized that's not shinies, that's like tears. I mean, the tears are shining, but
Okay.
anyway. Did I read that?
Yes.
Smackdown from uptown! Yeah.
You nod your head confidently. Blister my knuckles and abrade my flesh, you say. Let's get this smackdown started.
You've got guts, at least.
She turns to the promoter and gives him a curt nod.
The match is on.
Then she turns back to you.
Now, sister, we need to discuss the show. I will make all the decisions. You will respond adequately to the storyline I present. It will be thus. The alien invader challenges me in an exhibition match to topple the
Matriarchy.
The matriarchy. They fight valiantly and show an entertaining display of strength. But in the end, as is right and proper, the nobler hue of the hemospectrum prevails again! I like voicing her. She's fun.
She starts flexing and showing off for an imaginary audience before turning back to you.
Any questions, sister?
Yes, actually. You do have a couple of questions. First, will you die?
No! Unless you're particularly disgustingly weak, in which case, maybe! Such is the risk we take, we who indulge in that most noble and dignified of sports. I was willing to give up my leg for the craft. Is your life such a heavy price to pay for a tale that will transcend us and be remembered in the annals of muscular history? What did I say?
You said anals.
What's that word?
Annals.
What's an annal?
Like the halls, the records. Not the buttholes.
That makes much more sense. I thought that was just...
More butt clenching.
That explains a lot, honestly. Many questions I have had throughout my life. More realizations. Will be remembered in the what is it?
Annals.
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 I can't breathe.
You don't need to breathe. Breathing is overrated.
Okay. In the annals?
Annals.
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 And will be remembered in the annals of muscular history. Is it sister? Excuse me?
Well.
I didn't press nothing.
Cool.
Weird. It's rhetorical.
Right. Secondly, when she says exhibition match.
It is a muscular theater term, referring to a match staged for entertainment that does not affect one's ranking on the flex ladder. We will not be sparring in the nude. Such glorious display of raw, chiseled physique are reserved for the intergalactic Trollium?
Trolympics.
Trolympics.
No, yeah, you got that. Mostly you were wondering if it meant, like, the loser's head being exhibited on a pike or some other bloodthirsty nonsense.
Do not,
Denigrate.
Do not do not denigrate this noble sport with claims of savagery.
Thirdly, you're getting the sense that she's going to be playing the heel, yeah?
The what?
You explain that in your own cultural equivalents of muscular theater, performers generally fall into the category of face or heel, wherein the face is the rule-abiding and sympathetic figure in the audience to root for, whereas the heel takes on a more aggressive and unlikable personality.
What part of my personality is unlikable? Do you dare suggest, sister, that the audience won't be roaring in thunderous applause and admiration as I conquer yet another pitiful foe?
You tell her, you know what, she can be both the face and the heel. You'll just be...
subjugated under my heel?
Yes, exactly.
Hey, Moolah! Chatting time's over. You're up.
She jerks her head back at you and silently marches out of the room. You begin to follow, and the promoter directs you to your entrance on the other side of the arena. You wait nervously for your cue to enter.
Well, folks, we had some technical difficulties, but here comes the match you've all been waiting for. Wearing the belt of champions and a leg of her own design, she's ready to gut the competition. A paragon of power, a lady of legwork, a true blue rough annihilator in the making. Clap those hands together and activate your screech crevices. It's Nihkee Moolah!
It's Nihkee, you bitch!
Nihkee approaches the cage to thunderous applause, raising her arms and soaking in all the praise. You don't get any. Okay. She flexes and poses as the audience throws glasses of milk at her,
What?
which shatter uselessly around her steely frame.
I'm sorry, what?
This appears to be a common ritual for her.
There's literally what? What?
She steps through one of the cage doors and it slams shut behind her, locking tight. With her arms crossed and her teeth firmly gritted, she awaits you. As the announcer begins a new intro speech, you step forward.
And in the other corner, frail in stature, weak in knees, wearing a perpetual look of befuddlement, we have some messed up low-blood alien! How has this absurd mockery of life not been called yet? Perhaps only so fate could lead them to their thrashing at the bloodthirsty hands and barbed foot of the grand Nihkee.
A decent portion of the crowd boos at you during your approach, which you find unsurprising. You have to dodge a hail of old boots and rotten fruit. Somebody throws an entire piano at you.
Oh my god. Also, I think Nihkee so far is like I think she's like the only person to have like a full like you can see her from like head to toe.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like even though Kariko had a sprite where you could see his feet, like it wasn't connected to fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Relatively unfazed, you enter the ring and hear the door close behind you.
So, you've come here, alien, to prove your kind superior to the unbreakable, unstoppable troll species.
Yeah, Yeah! You shout. Your kind is so superior to trolls!
And you, their emissary. Does this creature look superior to you, my theater enthusiasts?
She turns to the audience, throwing out a hand in gesture to you. They boo.
Is this sorry specimen the best its planet can offer?
More boos. You counter that you came more than prepared to tackle the matriarchy? Yeah, that.
So you claim to be prepared. But are you prepared to face these 24-inch slither noodles?
She flexes so hard the announcer's sleeves explode. What?
Wait, the person who called us in the ring?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Oh my god!
So be it. I'll crush you in a single blow!
You're expecting a referee to start the match, but then it occurs to you that there is no referee. Somewhere in the distance, a bullhorn sounds, which is apparently the signal to begin. Having fun?
Yeah, I mean, her voice, for some reason, is not straining me like Connell's does, but like... I'm mostly just having like brain fog for a second. But man, she's fun to voice. I want to do more voicey things like this later.
There you go.
Like, not later tonight, because it's, like, fucking late, but...
Yeah.
I need to make a character just so I can do a voice thing like this.
Okay.
Or just make Nihkee fan animations, I guess. I don't know.
Without taking her eyes off you, Nihkee grabs the cage wall behind her and hoists herself up effortlessly, scaling it in reverse until she reaches the top. The announcer is screaming something about this move being called the
Spiky Nihkee!
Well, that would indicate it is supposed to be pronounced Nike.
Ha
The Spiky Nihkee!
Fuck you, man. The spiky Nihkee! Also, I thought they were saying earlier that the cage caused the people to get injured or something, so...
They were saying it was spiky. And sometimes had spikes just poking out where the bars meet, or whatever.
Eh.
Once she finishes her ascension, Nihkee deftly leaps from the edge of the cage and spins down toward you. Her body twists and writhes in multiple blindingly fast flips before her robotic leg comes slashing at you.
Ugh.
You spend quite some time admiring her dazzling form before it occurs to you should probably move. You duck and roll forwards, feeling the point of her leg just barely graze your scalp. The announcer shouts,
First blood!
As you feel a light trickle down the back of your neck.
Ew.
Some members of the crowd are booing, presumably because they just noticed the color of your blood. Between the neon lighting and distance, they probably just think it's rust-colored and not a mutant red. So at least you have that going for you. What you don't have going for you is the time to think about your next move, because Nihkee pivots on her heel and charges at you. This time she's going for a more theatric throw. Two powerful hands grab you and lift you over her shoulder, where you nearly gore yourself on one of her horns in your struggle to escape. You plant two hands on her back and push hard, and you are delighted to find that her grip loosens and you go tumbling over her back, landing with a clumsy stagger on your feet.
So she intentionally let go, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
You're not sure if she let you go with that one or for the sake of the show, or if you just slipped out of her sweat-soaked palms, but you're going to charitably assume the former. She turns to face you, grunting and baring her fangs. She charges, rearing back a first and then a a fist, and then sending it barreling towards your fragile human nose. You leap out of the way, only narrowly dodging it.
All you've done is avoid me, coward! Where's your killer instinct? Do I scare you? Are you loath to face... Oh, are you loath to face my true blue, muscle-bound beauty?
You take this as your cue to attack, and instead you run full tilt away from her. It isn't fear carrying you, you swear.
Fool! There's no running or hiding from Nihkee Moolah! For a second there, I was like, what, did I say Nihkee or Nihkee? You're gonna make me trip up, man.
I've perturbed you again.
How dare you! Stand and fight!
I don't wanna. She sprints towards you as you flee. The crowd is on tenterhooks. Nobody knows what you're doing, at least of all you. But you think you can pull something cool out of this? You leap at the cage wall, barely dodging the spikes that line it, and use the slight amount of give in the chain link wires to springboard you off. With an exuberant grin, you go flying toward her, arm held out for a classic clothesline maneuver. And then you collide with her own arm and whoop! When you wake up, you're lying on what appears to be an exercise mat. You can feel a telltale throbbing sensation in your face that indicates a black eye. The rest of you, thankfully, doesn't feel particularly hurt. Nearby, you can hear the huff and puff of exertion. You glance over and spot Nihkee training in one of those leg press machines you always saw in gyms, but never had the courage to attempt to use. She's wearing an exercise outfit which, despite its vastly different purpose, looks almost exactly like the outfit she wore in the ring. It has all the functions of a fitness aficionado would want. It's loose, it's breathable, and the artists don't have to draw a second sort of a sprites for it. As soon as she notices...
How come other characters got a second set of sprites?
As soon as she knows you're awake, she turns to speak to you. She doesn't even stop her workout.
You're finally awake, sister! Welcome to my hive. I have spent so much time. So much. Precious, valuable time. Waiting for you to open your eyes.
Oh god, how long have you been out?
About 40 minutes!
Whew, that's not so bad, is it?
Perhaps, but only when compared to your abysmal performance in the ring. To be knocked out cold by your own attack. Wretched! Am I an impossible foe to conquer? And yet even a Rusty has towed me longer in the realm of Mortal Kombat! Sorry.
Yeah?
You are weak, sister! Offensively so!
She slams her foot forward with such velocity, the weight on her leg press goes flying off and leaves a dent on the floor. Grunting, she stands, takes a long swig from a bottle, and approaches you with fire in her eyes.
What do you have to say for yourself?
You scuttle backwards, proffering only a sheepish smile. You're, sorry, you guess?
I didn't bring you here for apologies. I brought you here to see your heart ignite with the will to improve. You are not a worthless being. You have a flair for the theatrics. You have a flair for the theatrics, an appreciation of the sport, and a shining soul filled of only the most intractable determination. It's like I don't feel my voice being hurt, but
I can hear it.
Yeah, it feels like I'm slipping out of it or something.
Yeah. You need to get a drink.
Ugh. You could be so much more than you are, sister. I could make you so much more. Cast your gaze around you and behold! The
Mm-hmm.
Bronisium.
The Bronisium.
Bronisium. The Bronisium!
Yep. You obediently cast and gaze around. This room is massive and littered with training equipment as far as the eye can see. Much of it resembles exercise machines like the ones you had in gyms back on Earth, but there is plenty more that looks far more alien and deadly. A treadmill which appears to throw the runner into a vat of acid if they fall off, a series of swinging axes that would look at home in a dungeon, 3 different varieties of Iron Maiden, each more horrific than the last.
I just realized... God. Okay, she said this is her hive, right?
Yeah.
But there's bronze blood and what appears to be rust blood and even yellow blood. And there's some shade of green.
Yeah, she clearly likes to bring people back here for a good time.
So does she offer training services just in general?
Maybe.
You read all of that, right?
Yep. This is presumably Nikki's personal workout studio, but you could easily mistake it for a torture chamber. I wonder if our Dada has ever considered a job as a personal trainer. Maybe we should bring it up with her.
There are some who may be worthy of my expertise. It is here that I can forge them, just as I forge myself into beings of adamantine strength. The journey will be harsh. If you are made of weaker stuff than I believe, you will perish in agony. But if your core is strong and your will of iron, yours will be an unquenchable might.
She extends a hand to you, her jaw set.
Join me, sister, and together we shall ascend to tumescent?
I guess.
To tumescent heights of muscular perfection!
There is a look in her eyes that you have never seen before. One of hope, of faith. Her arm vibrates, muscles quaking.
She's fucking vibrating, man.
Yeah, man. Do you take it?
Yeah, let's train. Let's fucking train, bitch.
You gonna die. You take her hand, staring into those hopeful eyes. Oh, to see that deep sapphire blue fill with the glow of friendship. She squeezes your hand so tightly you feel your fingers fracturing.
Excellent! I knew you had the spark. Now to make a flame. To grind and crush and pummel the flint until it bursts into the roaring blaze of strength. Today I shall begin by testing your limits. I don't think her voice was as harsh whenever we first started, but...
Nah,
man.
you are wearing yourself right the fuck out.
It's so fun, though.
Yeah. You should just try not yelling when she's not yelling.
Yeah, but it's fun. Come.
She leads you to the treadmill and the deep, burbling pit of acid directly behind it. You nervously step on.
Yeah. We're going to measure your speed and stamina. Run until you can run no longer.
She starts up the machine. She gives you a nice, breezy jogging pace at first, but the treads quickly begin to whir at a blindingly fast rate. You're sprinting as hard as you can to keep up, holding desperately onto the arms of the treadmill.
Come on, sister! Grit your teeth! Put some thrusts in you into it! If you're not evacuating your acid tract by the time you're done... By the time you're done, you aren't trying hard enough!
Sweat beads on your forehead as you push your legs to the limit, running like you're being chased by an angry drone. Your feet must be blurring like Sonic the fucking Hedgehog by now. The treads are moving ever faster, and you can almost feel yourself slipping. Got to hold. Ugh! You lose your grip and go flying backwards, narrowly grasping onto the edge of the pit and dangling into it, your toes singed by the acid. Youch! You hoist yourself up over the edge and roll to the side, hissing. Nihkee stands over you, clucking her tongue.
Top speed 12 miles per hour.
That's good, right?
For a bronze blood. Next test.
She takes you from machine to machine in quick succession, each time commenting on your skill level. Your biceps are as terrible as Rusty's, your lungs are gold at best, your legs an unexpected cerulean, all the while taunting you, encouraging you to push yourself further.
How can your legs be cerulean if just now you can only run as good as a bronze blood?
Yeah, I mean, it's not about your... Yeah. Desiccated?
The desiccated corpse of my ancestor could do better than this!
You struggle to deadlift a giant barbell made of dead monster skulls.
Are you going to eject dismay fluid all night long, or are you going to woman up?
You go toe-to-toe with a punching bag that shoots sonic blasts at you whenever you hit it.
Shape up or get ejected into the nearest solar execution barge!
You sob as she forces you to do 30 minutes of free-form jazzercise.
Your jazz hands are terrible!
By the time an hour is up, you are panting and huffing, desperate for a break. Nihkee finally relents.
Honestly, I'd come here. This seems like fun. Your reward for staying alive this far. Stay hydrated, sister.
She tosses you one of those protein shaker bottles that gym buffs are always chugging from. You regard the mixture within curiously for a moment before throwing caution to the wind and gulping some down. When has imbibing alien substances ever hurt you before? But when the flavor hits your taste buds, you almost retch. Is this Gatorade mixed with milk?
Nutritious and delicious!
You keep chugging it, you need the liquids, foul though they be.
Alright, lactose break over. Let's continue!
She next leads you over to one of those Iron Maidens. This one doesn't actually look spiked, it's just a blunt, bumpy surface on the inside.
How is that supposed to train you? Get in!
What?
Get in, sister!
You reluctantly step inside the Iron Maiden and the doors clamp shut around you. This thing is far, far too tight for you, and the bumps are pressing into you from all sides, threatening to squeeze you away into nothing. You groan and push back against the walls, desperately trying to keep from crushing you into a little human waffle. Just when you think your strength is about to give out, the Maiden opens.
Pressure resistance. About olive level. These results are surprisingly adequate! Wow, really? Your potential continues to shine. Good work!
This halfway point seems to mark a change in her attitude as you continue to just barely persevere through everything she throws at you. Like a shake weight so powerful it leaves you shuddering intermittently through the next few exercises.
Keep steady, sister! Don't lose heart on me! Don't lose heart on me now!
A rowing machine that douses you with boiling water if you can't keep up the pace.
Go, go, go! We'll make a fuchsia medalist of you yet!
Literally being chased around the field outside by a giant toothy monster.
Don't you dare allow this thing the satisfaction of feasting on your bones!
After hours of this grueling work, you finally collapse. You think some of your bones are broken, your heartbeat is coming in quick, irregular pulses, and you can hardly breathe. Your vision blurs and shifts at the edges. God, you're amazed you haven't even passed out yet.
Get up!
You glance weakly at Nihkee, expecting her to be looking down at you with disdain. But instead you see her crouching down and offering you her hand, wearing a smile. You take her hand and she pulls you up to your feet.
She just consistently has, like, full body sprites or whatever, I guess.
I guess so. The look on her face now resembles pride, and when she claps the palm down on your shoulder, it only kind of hurts.
You know, I've seen somebody on Twitter that had like a sprite of this face that she's doing right now.
Yeah.
But since it was an icon, it was like so tiny on my phone, I was like, did somebody Photoshop a mustache onto her? You've done well, sister. I threw everything I had at you, and you soldiered on. And you soldiered on with weight, with head held high, even as your body. And you soldiered on with head held high, even as your body broke beneath the weight. I have never seen such commitment. Such strength of heart and soul. Such dedication to the craft. Such appreciation for the most righteous of pursuits. You are no mere workout partner. You are a workout friend.
A light blossoms inside you like the neighing of a horse. This feeling of power, of strength, of the bond between warriors. This is the real and true. This light will never, ever leave you. As you bask here...
reference to something?
I don't know. As you bask here in the satisfied and sweaty glow of a good workout, you realize that planets, universes, dimensions, realities, powers, principalities, and cosmos come and go. But being swole as fuck is forever.
Actually, fun fact, it's not, because if you don't keep up the exercise consistently, like it just goes away.
True. But on the other hand, you know that thing where it's like if you exercise and then stop and then exercise again, it's like harder to get your gains back or whatever?
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Like, I like saw a thing once that was saying that like, while that is true, there's also sort of like an opposite version of it that's also true, so that it's like, if once upon a time you were like really fit, and then you like weren't,
yeah,
you could get back to that level of fitness quicker than someone who had never been that fit.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh shit, we got the good route.
Cool. We hadn't got that first in a while.
Hot damn.
Yeah. You didn't fucking die.
I can't even believe that. Because that should have just resulted in instant death, like both of those things that we did. Going and fighting her, and then training in her death fucking gym.
Yeah.
Man, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'm happy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Also, she has the champion's belt.
Yeah.
Which has her sign on it. So if somebody somehow beat her, would they have to redo that part of the belt or what?
I don't know. Like, honestly, that's a question I've been... Probably because that sign was also on her leg. But actually, that's something that I wanted to bring up in that other route with the guy who had the bandana and he was stealing trash to make art.
Yeah.
Like, they put the bandana on.
Wait, are you talking about Charon?
Whoever, the sleepy one.
Yeah, because you said he, Again,
Right.
I got confused, because...
Yes. Anyway. So, like, if her sign is on her bandana.
There.
Yeah.
Their sign.
Yes, I know.
We had this discussion before we even did Sarawa's route. I will murder you on camera. Anyway,
So
what about their bandana?
Well, you see, if their bandana had their sign on it, it's not much of like a disguise, is it? Like, do any trolls share signs, or is that like?
I mean, yeah, but it's not really super common. And if somebody has the same sign as you, you're probably like related somehow or another. Though trolls don't really have a concept of relatives. But anyway, but like, I don't think it was a disguise really. I think it was just to keep themselves from inhaling shit or something.
Yeah, I just assumed it was like hide my identity in case that way nobody recognized. But I'm like, you got your little squiggly face bandana.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure that was just, because they have the gloves to keep stuff off of them. They have, like, it looks like it might have been rubber boots or something. They just have a general gardener kind of aesthetic, kind of just,
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
because, I mean, they're digging around in trash, which could be very toxic, because Alternia.
Yeah. Trash is the only thing that doesn't try to kill you.
Anywho. My voice is somewhat wrecked, but, yeah, this was fun. I enjoyed this. This was great.
Yeah, and after a break, we'll come back and we'll ruin this friendship.
Yeah, just go get the bad routes. Have horrible, horrible things happen.
But in the meantime, everybody, get swole as fuck.
Yeah,
It's
man.
forever.
Yes, absolutely.
Work hard and you might become as fit and exercised as I am, or.
I seriously want to get a gym membership at some point, though.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
The only problem is actually transportation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm rambling. We're trying to fucking end this stupid episode. Goodbye! This stupid awesome episode that I liked a lot more than fucking Marvel's stupid episode.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I like this chick.
Yeah.
She's alright.
Bye! Again! Fucking... Flee, you fools!